Metadata and documentation are critical components of the research data lifecycle and fall primarily into the following phases. In the planning phase, researchers figure out how to document and organize research data. Metadata is often created at the same time as the data is collected. At this stage, documentation includes protocols, data dictionaries, and descriptions of methods used. While storing data, choose a metadata standard like Dublin Core or DataCite. Store metadata in a separate file alongside the data using standardized formats like XML, JSON. Many file formats let you add metadata to the file itself. For images in JPEG or TIFF, use IPTC or XF metadata. For documents, use PDF, Word, or Excel files. For datasets, add metadata in the header or separate tab in CSV or Excel files. While publishing, many repositories automatically generate or store metadata when data is uploaded. Let's take a research dataset from biochemistry to understand these steps. In a DMP, mention documentation details like using an electronic lab notebook or data dictionaries. Metadata standards like Dublin Core metadata, implementation of minimum information for biological and biomedical investigations, or the use of ISATAB format are required. Data formats and file naming conventions. Datasets to be published in repositories like Zenodo with public or restricted access. Electronic laboratory notebooks are digital platforms for recording experimental procedures, observations, and results in real time. Storing detailed metadata, including timestamps, authorship, and version history. Attach files, images, graphs, and datasets directly into entries. A data dictionary is a centralized repository that defines the data elements. It typically includes data element name, data type, description, data format, allowed values, units of measurement. This structure ensures that users can work with data confidently knowing its purpose, constraints, and proper usage. Create a README file explaining the contents of your research project folder or published data. It should describe the background, context, and collection of research data and define how the data may be reused through the inclusion of a license. Determine which metadata standards you will use. Metadata files can be created in various formats like XML, JSON, CSV. Prepare the metadata fields. Once the metadata file is created, you can link it to the actual digital resource. Upload the dataset to a repository and enter metadata during submission.